check 1, 2, 3. Make sure we got good audio. Let Gary get it on his end, and then we'll get rolling here.
Mic check 1, 2, guys. Mic check 1, 2.
Yes, we're good. Thumbs up if we got audio. Here we go. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. A little Sunday night edition of the Recap Show. Why Sunday night? Well, of course, Hurricane Francine came through last week. It messed up a lot of schedules throughout the state of Louisiana. Prayers with everyone that was affected with the storm continues. We continue to pray for those that were affected. Games got moved, Gary, to Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday, my friend.
Right,
we had, I think, 4 or 5 games that were played today. So we will run through those scores in a matter of a few moments. We had to shift our schedule. We had a couple games. We're going to have to talk a little bit louder because we don't have the microphone.
Right.
So we have to talk a little bit louder. And that won't take long. I don't know. That might be.
That's not. Yeah,
okay.
That's fine. Yeah, you go ahead and talk. Yeah, we'll let all that down.
Go ahead. I'll do the opening intro.
Be right back, guys.
Gary got to step away for a second, so I'll talk a little bit for you. Like I said, we had 3 games that we had to rearrange. We did have the Opelousas and the core game scheduled. That one got canceled. Was looking forward to calling that game. And then we had put Barry Beauchamp scheduled for Thursday. That one got moved to Saturday evening. So we kept that game. Very important to this program that we covered that game. My niece is a cheerleader for Beauchamp. Me and Gary's an alum of Port Barry, so it was important for us to be there on Saturday night. And then Saturday, we actually picked up a game, contacted Abbeville's coaching staff, and contacted Lafayette Renaissance's coaching staff, got their approval, and went bare to temperatures. It was a hot one Saturday around noon. A lot of cramps. We were had to make sure our equipment didn't overheat upstairs. So 3 great games. And then also, I forgot to mention, we also contacted the Basile and Mamou staff earlier in the week to get that game Friday. So once again, it was a crazy week, a lot of fun, more memories created, and Mamou Basile, wow, what can you say? Friday night, instant classic. Saturday, we saw I would say the birth of Lafayette Renaissance. They're going to have something scary moving forward into the years to come. Great coaching staff over there. And then the nightcap, Red Devils of Port Barry. What a win for those guys. They played in the mud pit last week, came back a week later, dry field, and you could see what everybody was talking about during the offseason. That offense is something special when you get them on the dry field. So 3 great games. Week 2 has closed, and we officially shift gears to week 3. We'll make sure we get confirmation on where we're going next week, but 3 games again. Week 1 we had 3 games. Week 2 we had 3 games. And week 3 we will have a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday game live on Under the Lights. So I know you like a lot of high school football, and we're proud to bring it to you next week, week 3. 3 great games coming straight into your living rooms, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead and hit the like, hit the share. If you got a team that won this week, we would love to know. Let us know in the chat. Shout out your favorite team. They got a big win either Friday or Saturday or even today. Let us know in the chat. We'll start reading some of these comments here. I see Mr. Caleb is in the chat. Mr. Cody's there. Bertrand's there. Mr. Keenan. A lot of good friends already in the chat. Sunday night. Know we got work tomorrow. But let's talk a little high school football. Gary had to step away for a moment. As you were shouting out your favorite teams in the chat, that might have got a big win this week, Ken. I'm gonna read off some Sunday scores. So we did have some games this past today. So we waited until all the games were finished, and now we will read some Sunday games. Start off with Destrehan. Destrehan, last week we saw the matchup with them and Catholic BR. Did not finish the way they wanted to at home. What did they do? They just picked right back up and came here a week later and big win at home, 31-0 over Bonneville. Destrehan gets a big win a week later after getting stunned at home. They got a big test in week 3. I can't wait to see them and Ash kick off next week. That's going to be a lot of fun. HL Bourgeois and Assumption met today. About 39-27 final score. HL Bourgeois walks away with a win. Hey, big win. Keep it up. We'll see them down the road. Covington Christian was watching those guys earlier today on the Bayou Sports Network. They were playing South Terrebonne, and a big win. They rolled, and glad to get our Covington Christian helmet up there this week. 42-7 victory. Covington Christian, great win. Keep it up. They are seems like they have something brewing there. Early 2-0 season for the guys. And then Mentorship Academy, 36-14 winners over Northeast. And if we're missing anybody from today that we did not see, let us know in the chat. Put in the scores from a little Sunday football. A lot of us were watching NFL football, and a lot of us saw a little high school football today. So if we missed anybody, let us know. Let's check out some of these comments. Mr. Jack says Central High School Wildcats looking strong and healthy. Also now, prayers were the guys that were involved in the wreck, Gary, came back this week and they put on an absolute show for the Central Wildcats. Glad to see them back in uniform.
Right, Jordy. Sorry about that, guys. I had something I had to take care of, but yeah, Jordy, I kind of heard that too. But I'm just excited to see that they're back and they're nothing serious, or at least more serious than what they went through.
Yes, sir. Brandon Fontenot says Northwest High School. Yes, they had a huge night, and Brandon's son is the kicker on the team, correct? So
Correct,
I'm
yes.
sure he needed an ice bath after Friday night. A lot of extra points, my friend.
Yes. I think I read that he kicked 4 or 5, or something like that. Something to that
Northwest
effect.
put up 60 points,
yeah.
so he had to have a busy
He had
night.
to have a busy night on that. You're right.
See what else we got. Miss Jenna says, let's go Bearcats. Bearcats, what a night the other night to experience Hanson Field, the electric environment. Gary, it's hard to top. We've seen one game better than that one at Hanson Field, but that one is definitely top 3.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the top 3 that we saw. Great job out there. Great atmosphere. Appreciate all your hospitality, guys.
Coach Isaac says, Green Demons, shake back, my friend. Keep the heads high. Go back into it this next week. Y'all guys got a great thing brewing over there in Mamou. Can't wait to see the future at that program.
Right. We talked about it at the game. I mean, that's probably one of the best Mamou teams we've seen in a while. You can tell the structure's starting to take root. They're starting to believe in what it is.
And they brought a big crowd.
Yeah, good crowd, good support. Keep doing what you're doing, Coach. That's all I got to say.
Lee Vance Williams says Alexander Senior High. Is there anyone playing better football right now than Alexander?
I have no idea if they are. But they are playing good ball. Man, I just can't believe what they're doing out there. All I can say is keep it up.
And then we talked while you was away. We were talking about Destrehan. Got to head to Alexandria next week, boy.
Right.
That's a lot of fun.
That's going to be a good ball game. You got, man, I'm going to tell you that if I could be at a game of choice, that would probably be one of them to see, because I think that's going to be a barn burner.
Caleb says Lake Arthur took a tough loss, but don't mark them off just yet. They beat themselves Friday night. Got to get healthy also. A key component didn't play last week, so get healthy. And
Yeah.
can't wait to see Lake Arthur moving forward.
Yeah, the key is whenever we have a game that we really want to see both teams at their best. We hate injuries, we hate different things, and so just y'all stay healthy and do what you got to do.
Edmund James says, "Go Bearcats!" Yes, indeed. Troy Bear for Median Catholic over Bro Bridge, 45-0. Ring the bell, Screaming
Ding, ding.
Eagles.
You right.
Blade says, "How about them Gator Bears?" Yes, get a big win on Saturday. Correction.
Yeah.
Keenan, them Bearcats. Yes, thank y'all for everything y'all do for us when we come over there. And Cam says, "Iota back on track. Kinder is solid. They will win a lot of games." I completely agree with that
Most
statement.
definitely, I do agree with that, 100%.
So, getting some shout outs, some love to different teams across the state of Louisiana right now. We have another one, Haynesville Golden Tornado. Always great program, Steward program. They're going to make a run at the title this year.
Most definitely, I think they're going to be solid.
Lexi says, "Glad to have y'all Friday night. Come back soon." Absolutely. Hanson Field definitely knows how to welcome us over there.
Well, I tell you what, they treat us so good over there. I mean, it's like they know who we are when we pull up. They open the gate for us and just say, "Oh, go ahead, park."
Make yourself at home.
That's right. So great job.
Big Cajun Romero says, "New Iberia Senior High, go Jackets."
Right.
The 2-0 New Iberia Senior High. Hey, great start to the season for the Jackets.
Right, Miss Tasha.
Tasha says, "Northwest Raiders, a lot of
Yes.
excitement for the Raiders right now."
Yes, they
And
are.
Miss-
They're rolling.
Enid James says, "Come back to Hanson Field for homecoming." When is homecoming? Let us know in the
Let
chat.
us know in the chat.
So, Gary, we will be talking about games of the week tonight, UTL statement wins of the night.
Right. We got all
any,
that.
Any upsets of the week, and we're going to give away some helmet stickers. Also, we love to look into the future. Week 3, got some bangers.
Yeah, we got a few exciting games coming up. Man, I tell you what, week 2's man, it seems like we were just starting, and now we're already done with 2 weeks, Jordy.
Hey.
It's gone fast.
Hey, it flies by when you're having fun.
You're right.
And when you have done 6 games in 2 weeks,
You're right.
boy.
Yeah.
I'm ready for number 9.
Yeah.
Number 9 this next coming weekend.
And I can't say nothing because I didn't go to all of them. But this man right here, he's a workaholic. So much love, Jordy. Much love.
And already explained to the people listening, we got 3 more games for
Mhm.
week 3 lined up. No announcements just yet. I want to make confirmation with all the coaches and make sure we're still on.
Right.
But I called one of the coaches before the show started about the Saturday game. It's homecoming over
Right.
there Saturday, so if anybody has any guesses where we're
Wow,
going,
yeah.
but should be a lot of fun there.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes, indeed. Some scores from around the state that we didn't have on our picks show, but we did want to bring to light, okay? Northwestern State University. Okay, how about Northwestern State? They need these high school athletes. Got to get out and get them
Yeah.
recruited, keep them in state, Gary.
Yeah, you're right. We got talent in this state that people are letting get out of here, and I think that's crazy. I mean, you got to support your state, support the local areas, man.
Which game is October 11th?
You know,
Who's they playing? Yes, you're right, my friend.
we need to keep everybody in state because we have so much talent here. I mean, don't let it go. I mean, we see people that go to other colleges, and they say it's pride of Louisiana whenever they were in high school, but yet they're playing for another team, somewhere else. It's really disappointing. But go recruit them, get on them. Let
Lock
them,
up the state.
The state of Louisiana athletes should stay in the state of Louisiana. That's how I put it.
A lot of great colleges throughout the state.
Right.
Not just in LSU, not just
Right.
at UL. It's got a great,
You got
great McNeese.
Yeah, look
Southeastern.
at McNeese, what they're doing this year. I mean, did you see that Hail Mary pass that they threw this weekend? End of the first half, Hail Mary touchdown pass.
Woo.
You don't see that at
87
these colleges.
87 points in South Alabama
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Southern, Grambling.
Right.
Tulane is doing wonders. So
Right,
you
right.
got great colleges here. Keep the talent here.
That's right. That's
All
right.
right.
Let's go.
Great high school football games in week 2. Everything was just scrabbled around.
Right.
Here's some of the games we did not put on the pick show, but maybe we should have.
Right. Well, they had a lot of them that were canceled and restructured. So we had a lot of things that were all going on. I mean, well, how many you said? 8, 9 that were canceled?
15 on our pick show.
On our picks, 15 of them were canceled or restructured, and we did. Since they restructured, we couldn't really pick them late. But man, that was crazy.
Yes, indeed. All right, how about this, Gary? Let's talk a little some of the scores from games we did not cover on Tuesday, but we want to bring to light now.
Correct.
Ascension Christian and Central Private, 43-42. Central Private falls to Ascension Christian. What a game that must have been.
That must have been a crazy ball game, man. It's like, here's the ball, go take it down and score. Here's the ball, back and forth. It must have been just a barn burner.
You hate to be on the other side of that one. Two teams right there left it all on the line. Westminster of Lafayette played Thrive Academy. How about Westminster of Lafayette, first year varsity football, and they are sitting 2-0, Mystic Swallow.
Yes. Hey, you can't, I hate to say this way, until you see people on the field, you can't understand what they're doing. But this team right here is doing well.
Yeah, 2 big wins. A great start to the program. Last week they got their first win of the program in varsity football. This week they moved to 2-0. Chargers got something brewing.
You're right, Jordy. Hey, I'm excited for them.
Maryville and Vinton clash. Vinton 40, Maryville 14. Vinton is now 2-0. So something brewing over there for Vinton.
Yeah, I mean, especially, the last couple of years they've been struggling. Man, this year it seems that they're putting everything together. Mm-hmm. Very excited to see that.
What was the score? For which game, my friend? Westminster, Lafayette, and Thrive? I must have not said the game. I must have not said the score. Westminster, Lafayette 43, Thrive 0. If that was the one you were talking about. Let's go up north. North Webster and North Caddo battled this past weekend. Mm-hmm. North Webster 14, North Caddo 6. Why is that so special? And why did we want to bring it to light? It is game number 1, win number 1 in the career of Coach Christopher Wilson over there at North Webster. A great friend to the program. He deserves it. He got his first career win. We want to let him know tonight how proud of him we are.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Big supporter of our program, and can't say enough about him. But yeah, congratulations, first of many, we hope.
Absolutely. And how about the start of the Andy Boone era at Liberty Magnet? Did not get a win last week, but you fast forward a week later, and they played White Castle. Andy Boone era officially underway. 72-26 final score.
Oh.
Liberty Magnet rolled over White Castle. You know what type of coach he is, Gary.
You know that
he's
offense.
going to have that program.
Oh my God.
He's going to have that program in a year or 2 from now. Watch out for Liberty Magnet.
70-plus points. Wow. All I can say is
2-point conversions.
Let's do it, man.
Going for a 4th down.
If you've never seen one of Andy's games that he's coached, you need to go and watch him. I tell you what, great coach, great philosophy. His philosophy
Sticks to what he knows.
is so awesome, and he scores points. And I'm gonna tell you, great job.
Gary, I'm glad you said scoring points, because this next game there wasn't many points at all.
I know.
West Feliciana beat Bel Air 7-6. Special teams.
Whoa!
An extra point is the difference here.
7-6. That's a game where you stay on the end of your seat and you're just like trying to, defensive struggle. Golly, geez, that's awesome. That's almost as exciting as a runaway, but not really. I like points.
And then you go 4th quarter, it's like, oof, it comes down to a game winner. Field goal.
Right, you're right.
Oberlin did not need a game-winning field goal here, Gary. Those guys rolled 50-6 over Bolton Tigers. Big win on over the weekend.
Right, man. They had it going on. I know we know Bolton's struggling a little bit this year, but I tell you what, that's a lot of points.
Yes, and you want to know some more points scored. I think this is a trend right now since we've had dry fields this week. I think it's a trend. How about J.S. Clark getting a win on the road over Broadmoor, 44-0?
Really?
Show some love.
J.S. Clark,
Great
go
win.
ahead.
Great win. Good job, guys.
Broadmoor is not a team to be taken lightly, but man, they must have really put it on them. Congratulations, J.S. Clark.
Yes, indeed. Also, how about the new era at East Ascension? Brock Mathern has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what, Gary? He gets win number 1 and many to come for East Ascension. Final score on the road, 38-15. Congratulations, Coach. Extremely proud of you. You're going to turn around this program into a winning style that's going to stick for years to come.
Guys, you just stick with this young man. This guy knows how to win, knows how to coach. Buy into his philosophy, and you're going to become better.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. Congratulations, Coach.
Hey, a lot of overtime games this past weekend.
We're talking about that, yes.
One of them double overtime. 2 of them 3 overtimes. Gary, a lot of fun. I'm sad I missed them. Boy, if we could have seen something like that, we wouldn't have voices left to do a recap show.
Right.
How about Country Day and double overtime, getting a win over Willow School, 23-20.
Wow.
Albany over Sarah T. Reed, 39-33, 3 overtimes.
3 of them.
And then our good friend down the road, Coach Dortez, Baker Buffaloes beats Glen Oaks 32-26 and 3 overtimes. Gary, the Buffs are 2-0, my friend.
Man, I am so excited for that young man. Coach, keep it up. You've got it rolling. I'm excited to see, he's on his, second year? 2 years of implementing your philosophies to this program. You have a bright future. Keep it up.
Coach's wife says, Northwest, where you at? Let me hear your hand clap.
That's right.
Yes,
You're right.
indeed.
Most definitely.
Jake says, great win for the Quincy, handled business 31-14, and they had the best voice in high school football on the call that night.
That's right.
So maybe have anybody heard the new intro video that he clipped for us? If you did, give us a thumbs up in the chat. Mr. Chaston gave us a great intro video to lead us into our pregame talk.
Right. Yeah, it was awesome. When I first heard it, I was like, "Oh my God, this is awesome."
Gary, the Willow School, did they go under a different name back in the day, or is this a brand new program? Cody, you hit me with that one. I'm not sure, my man. Somebody in the chat can give us an answer there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But between when I was coming up and now, they've had so many schools change names and merge and this, that. So I don't know about that.
The only reason I know about the Willow School, Gary, is they had a record time in innings played in a baseball game. I think last year or 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
That's how I know about the Willow School.
Not sure.
So I'm not too familiar, but would love to know more. Katie versus Zachary was a good one. Yes, I agree there. We were watching it last night on the YouTube. That it was. We're watching it on the YouTube.
Yeah,
page.
I caught the end of it, man, and it was good. We're going to talk a little bit more about that one in a minute.
Yes, Jake says they were Lusher Charter. There you go. And
That's what it is.
Cody says Calvary and Neville lived up to the hype this past Friday night. We got to see this game on the schedule every year from here on out.
Oh, you're right. That was one of the games that I was wishing that if I could have teleported myself anywhere in the state, that's the game I would have wanted to go see. Neville at one time was the Mac Daddy School of North Louisiana, and then it's been spread. But when you got teams like Calvary and Neville clashing against each other, man, all I could say is excitement all over.
Got to see this game on the schedule in years to come.
Definitely.
Find a way to get it.
Keep it that way.
All right, Put Barry Beauchamp Saturday night, Gary. A lot of
Yep.
fun we had on the broadcast. We had a 4-person crew that night. I can't say 4-man crew anymore
no, we got a
because
young
Miss
lady.
Naya helped us.
Yeah.
So we had me, you, Enoch, and Miss Naya, and
Right.
4-person
Four-person crew, yeah.
Hey, a lot of fun. We
The
got a lot accomplished.
The fun part was that we had 2 Port Barry alums and 2 Beauchamp alums, and we were kind of smack talking a little bit, but we was all doing it in fun,
Yes.
and we had a great time doing that. I want to say thanks to Miss Naya, welcome aboard. She's going to be helping us out a little bit every now and again, most likely on a regular basis. I hope she loves what she does.
And in the game itself,
Yeah.
we did a lot of things where we thought we could pull off with a bigger crew. So we did some things that benefited. So looking forward to bigger crews in the years down the road.
Down the road,
But
right.
as for the game, Gary,
I didn't see it coming this way.
I thought this was going to be a 48-minute type of football game. Maybe come down to who made the least mistakes.
Right.
But it would be completely domination. The Red Devils came in with a chip on their shoulder after the 9-6 loss a year ago. And they come in, big win, 34-0. Seems like everything was working in the Red Devils' favor, and they were hitting on all cylinders.
Right, Jordan. And I mean, it just goes to show you, man. Look at the difference between a bad field and a dry field. I mean, as far as so that makes you realize that Port Barry might have a little bit more in the tank than we thought. You know, Beauchamp. I'm gonna tell you, Beauchamp's rebuilding, but you know they got a good future set up. Got a good solid foundation.
Got a good coach to get that
good
program
coach.
to turn around.
So, I mean, the score right now, I mean, you got rebuild and you got a little bit more experience on the Red Devils, and they were on a dry field. So, congratulations.
Our player of the game that night, Titus Metrojohn,
Right.
3 different scoring plays that he benefited from. So he is the quarterback. He threw a touchdown pass that night.
Right.
He ran for a touchdown that night. He also lined up at receiver and caught a touchdown pass. Hey, he was even kicking off. Kicking off for special teams.
Right.
someplace.
So, it was
Mr. Do It
unbelievable.
All himself, player of the game honors, rightfully deserved, and we'll see. Big one next Friday.
Right. You're right.
How about Delcom and Birchman's meeting this past weekend? Delcom first win since 2022. So congratulations to the Panthers. A little familiarity with the quarterback for the Panthers.
Right.
All-state fullback for the Red Devils back in, 99, 02 when Edra Roban played.
Yeah.
So his son is actually the quarterback for Delco.
Right.
So
They're
shout
in
out
that area
to Mr. Roban.
Right.
Back in the day when he played for Put Barry, now his son leading the charge for the Panthers. 47-0. Congratulations.
And, you know, Birchman's new program, they're coming up. They just need to start getting used to playing LHSA 11-man football. This is a ball club that's a 5 or 6 times 8-man football, whatever.
8-man, they were tearing
things up, but then they came into the LHSA.
It'll take a minute.
Yeah, take a little bit, but, you know, I have nothing but faith into that. I think they're going to be competitive later on.
Elton and Northwood Lena met this past week. And Elton, we talked about them on Tuesday. We said they got a couple backs in the backfield that really can go, and you put them on a dry field and good things are going to happen. And they flex their muscles on the road, 45-6. Elton, big win, needed it after week 1 loss.
Right. And the thing about it is that you see a lot of these teams that struggle on these bad fields, man. Look at what they're doing on a dry field. Elton, they got some good players over there.
Backs in that backfield.
And so, I mean, they flex their muscles over Northwood. Great victory for them. Congratulations.
Absolutely. A new game that was restructured, as you say. Catholic and New Iberia lost their game. Como lost their game. So they combined and said, let's play each other on Saturday at Como Spartan Stadium. Catholic and New Iberia, you got to think they had a bad taste in their mouth from a week ago.
Yeah.
The loss to Vermilion Catholic, it was not the best conditions they played in. And you put these guys on turf, and we saw them for the Jamboree.
Wow.
When they get going, Gary, they are something serious to watch in person, and it shows.
Yeah.
56-6 victory over a 4A Como ball club.
Right, and you know, we saw it in the Jamboree. They were on a good field and they pretty much dominated. And last week they were pretty much not on a wet field. You know, they were on a wet field and they struggled. But man, talk about a
Explosive team.
explosive comeback, redemption. They, like you said, had a bad taste in their mouth and they really put it on them.
St. Ed's made the long road trip to Thomas Jefferson towards the New Orleans area, and a long road trip results in a fun bus ride back home.
Right.
St. Ed's Blue Jays moved to 2-0 in the year. 54-19 victory over Thomas Jefferson. Blue Jays 2-0, my friend.
Right, you know, basically when you have a long road trip, man, if you win, it's great because you know the trip back is not as dreary. But man, they had everything to be excited about. They really put it on them.
Yes.
So good job.
Sacred Heart Trojans, Holly's Lock of the Week. Lock 2-0.
Right.
Holly's Lock of the Week. Trojans 45-12 victory over Pine Prairie. We got some news earlier today that one of the Pine Prairie players, broken collarbone, going to have surgery. So our prayers with that young man
Yes.
through this journey. And then Sacred Heart, dangerous football team. You better be worried about the Trojans moving forward.
Yeah, Sacred Heart dominating, Pine Prairie rebuilding, restructuring, new staff, new everything over there. But bright future. Buy into the program, guys, and I promise you it's going to get better. Mikey, good friend of mine, former student, one of the coaches over there. Listen to them; they're going to get you where you need to be. But right now, Sacred Heart, they're dominating.
Dangerous team moving forward. Keep a close eye out on them. You know what else you need to keep a close eye out on? I think they are starting to raise eyebrows.
They raised mine, both of them.
Starting to raise eyebrows across the state right now of how good this Pio football team can be. A senior-led group, a lot of veterans coming back. Notre Dame, if there was a year to make another title push, it's this year, and they're handling in business week 1, week 2. 51-0 victory over Ville Platte. Gary, things get interesting in week 3. Pio's got to go on the road and play the Rebels of Turlings.
Right.
That's going to be a heck of a matchup.
This is where it starts getting hectic for Notre Dame, and I say hectic, just competitive, because they're going to be going against some quality teams come district. You know, and from this day forward, they're going to have some quality opponents.
And Notre Dame, we're going to see how good this football team is next week.
Correct. Next week will determine a lot.
Yes, indeed, my
But
friend.
congratulations to the Pios. Great
Pios,
victory.
I'm starting to become a believer. I'm buying in, Gary.
Yes, I'm right with you, Jordy.
Grand Lake rolls over Rose Pine 27-0. So coach over there is now 2-0. He's got something brewing there. We saw Grand Lake a couple years ago make a title push when they went play at Northwestern State University. So Grand Lake is taking a couple years now, but it looks like they are on the trend to have a great season.
Yeah, they're slowly building it up. Good victory for them. You know, anytime you pitch a shutout, it's a good victory for you. But 27-0, good job.
Yes, indeed. North Iberville back playing varsity football, and it looks like they did not miss a beat. You go and you play a crosstown rival, I guess you could say. It's hard to say rivals, but they might have played back in the day.
Yeah.
Livonia. This is a 1A versus 4A matchup here in North Iberville. What do they have on their team? Back-to-back weeks, big wins. North Iberville 2-0, 43-20 over the Wildcats.
Correct.
On the road.
Yep.
And you look at the head football coach over there. We talked to him last year for the stadium tour. Year 2, Gary?
Yeah. Hey, sometimes it takes a year or so to get
Sky's the limit.
your program going and the kids to believe. Once they do that and you start working on the same page, look out.
Cincinnati Episcopal last week, big win over Kaplan, I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Don't remember.
This week, big win over Archbishop Hannon, and those guys moved to 2-0. Gary, Ascension Episcopal, 31-7 victory. Are you starting to buy in a little bit to that program moving forward?
I sure am. They're doing what it takes.
Two impressive wins back to back.
That's a controlling win right there. 31-7. I mean, that pretty much, from what the score shows, that was never in doubt. So I mean, I think it's a great victory for them. And look out, there's somebody to be dealt with coming in the near future.
And I gotta go check this out. Or somebody can let us know in the chat. But is Ascension Episcopal in a brand new district this year? I gotta go.
I'm not sure.
I gotta go search this real quick as we get in the next game here.
Yep.
Opelousas Catholic and East Beauregard met. Opelousas Catholic, you knew about the concerns of the health at the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Rowan Badgeron has really settled into the spot, and you gave him a couple weeks to get adjusted and maybe put together a new scheme. And Vikings, they're going to be all right, Gary, moving forward. 55-8 victory, and I'm not going to lose faith in this program, because anytime you have who's leading it, he's a winner.
He's proven. Most definitely. When you see what OC's doing, I mean, they lost a lot of people last year, and a lot of people were concerned about how good they would be this year. Well, they just been clicking on all cylinders. I mean, they just dominated.
You win a mud fight in week one, and then you go and handle your business in week 2.
Right.
Now, week 3, let's see how the chips fall.
Yeah, we
for the crosstown rival.
Correct. But that was totally dominating by Opelousas Catholic.
Moving along, my friend. This game was made over the week. Franklin lost their game. New Iberia lost their game. New Iberia 42-6 victory at home. Like we said earlier in the broadcast, Nish 2-0 for the first time since 2020.
Yeah, anytime you have bad weather and stuff like that come in there, so they had a lot of games that were canceled. Some of them were just canceled altogether. Some of them were actually they found another opponent from another situation just like that, and that's what this was. So this was actually kind of just thrown together, but Nish dominated and look out for them going forward. I think it's going to be they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in their district this year.
Team that is struggling this year, Manny Tigers, my friend, fall on the road to DeRidder. DeRidder bounces back in a big way this week. 37-0 victory over Manny. DeRidder shocked in week 1 by South Beauregard. You expected them to respond here.
Right. DeRidder had a lot to prove because they really got stunned last week. This year they came out clicking on all cylinders, and boy, did they do what they needed to do. They just basically defended their home, and
it was
unbelievable.
If Ascension Episcopal is as good as we think they are, Gary, well, that game down the road with Vermilion Catholic is going to be something special. When they'll probably compete for the district title.
Most definitely, Jordy. That is going to be awesome. But anyway, DeRidder wins over Manny 37-0.
Yes, sir. Lafayette Renaissance and Abbeville met high noon, Gary, and the temperatures were a scorcher.
You were there. I know that.
We had some umbrellas upstairs trying to protect the equipment from overheating. And for myself, I was getting dehydrated on the call upstairs. They had to rush some water upstairs, my friend, but we pulled it off. And Lafayette Renaissance, it was 14-13 at halftime, my friend.
Wow.
And they came out of halftime and really rolled. Defense came to play in the second half, and the offense, led by their quarterback, he found his favorite target, which was eventually our player of the game, number 1. One of the better receivers I've seen so far through the scrimmages, through the jamboree, through week 1 and week 2. That's the best receiver I've seen so far this season.
Lafayette Renaissance, look out. for them because they're going to be
Extremely well coached.
extremely well coached. But man, the talent that they come in, they're going to be. Lafayette is going to be well represented with a lot of the Catholic and Christian schools because man, can you imagine? You got Lafayette Renaissance coming up that are kicking, and you got all the new charter schools coming up. Man, we're gonna have some talent and some competition in the Lafayette area. Look out!
Yes, Coach Hunter Landry, tremendous job Saturday. I respect him fully, and he's got a deep coaching staff, Gary, and they all know their part, and they work well together. Extremely well coached football team. They even lined up after the game and they shook hands and they went straight into team stretches.
That is awesome. Awesome.
A hot, muggy day like that, let's go get some stretches in after the game.
Mm-hmm.
So very impressed with what I saw, but they're going to be a force maybe down the road or even a year from now.
I think they're going to wake up a few teams this year, but next year they're going to pretty much be going for the title.
Let's see what we got. Westlake LaGrange, our buddy, was over there with High Caliber Productions. He said that Westlake looked really good, and we've seen Westlake the last 2 weeks look really good. So happy to see that program doing well this year. They won 56-14 on the road. Westlake, don't look now, 2-0.
Yes, you're right. And you know what? And once you win a few, people start looking at you a little different, and they start preparing for you different. So y'all better be prepared.
What else we have here, Mr. Swallow? Going down the list. South Beauregard moves to 2-0 with a win over Washington Marion, 38-14. How good is this South Beauregard team? I know Barry has them for homecoming down the road, so I'm keeping a close eye out on them because, I mean, it is my 10-year reunion.
Right.
You always want to see the Red Devils win on homecoming week, but so far, 2-0, they look pretty good.
South Bow's going to be tough. South Bow's always tough, but I think they're going to be tough this year. And
starting the season off the right way, 2-0 and 2 convincing wins. One over the Ritter, now the second over Washington Marion.
Correct.
Vangel, when you talked about bitter tastes in your mouth last week, when they lost to Neville, they come back this week, no problems, handle their business, 45-7 over Natchitoches Central.
Right.
Billy Joe's going to have a great season. We'll see how far it takes them in year 1 back in 5A.
The E is back. It's just how back are they? But I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with all year. They're
growing to be back.
Right.
Not officially. But
they're almost there.
But a team in Catholic Appointees met Crowley at home this past weekend. And Catholic Appointees led by Parker Jewell, 18 carries, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns. Parker Jewell, he's a dangerous threat in the running game. Mr. Do-It-All himself. Watch out for Catholic Appointees moving forward. They say lock the gates, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. That's their motto. And Gary, they are a major threat to win this district title this year.
They've been, Catholic Appointees has been solid for the last many years, but I mean, this year it seems like they have a focus. They have everything ahead of them.
It's year 2 under Carew.
It's year 2. Let's do what we got to do. And if anybody can get him there, he can.
Yes, sir. He's won so far at both places he's been, and he's got a great foundation where he is.
Correct.
How about this next one? Basil and Mamu, Friday night instant classic, my friend. What a treat to start the year off when we seen these two teams battle out 20-18, back and forth. Penalties really was the difference here.
Yeah.
And then, what was it? Just the will to win at the end.
Right.
Who wanted it more towards the end?
Right. I mean,
you see 2 teams leave it all out on the field.
That's what I was getting ready to say. These 2 teams left everything out there. They battled it out, and like I said, you got Mamu and Basil that were just fighting. And, I'll be honest with you, it took Basil rising at the end to keep Mamu out, from driving and scoring the winning points. Because Mamu was actually able to do that, but it's like the Bearcats defense got up and just stopped them when they needed it.
Yeah, I would do that game again 100 times out of 100 again, my man.
Right. It was unbelievable. Once again, thank you to Bazil for being a good host for us. Mamu, nothing to hang your head on. That was a great ball game.
We'll see both of these teams down the road.
Most definitely.
Got plans to cover these two again when they play different opponents down the road, so can't wait for that.
Right.
Bunkie in St. Louis, my friend. Bunkie is going to be a team that nobody wants to play the rest of the way because, Gary, 55-10 winner over St. Louis on the road. Listen to this. Bunkie breaks school record with 764 total yards offense. Sign me up, Panthers. I'm locking you in as my sleeper at this moment.
Bunkie, we've watched Bunkie for the last few years, and I'm gonna tell you right now,
Gary,
that doesn't surprise me.
I was impressed with the offense, but you go hang 764 on the road. How dangerous is this club when they put it all together?
Especially against St. Louis. I mean, that's something that you don't see. I think St. Louis might be rebuilding a little bit this year, but man, Bunkie, look out.
Yeah, they held Sulphur to 14 points a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
Bunkie comes in and really puts on the offensive show and only gave up 10 points on the road.
Right.
So they're doing it on all three phases.
Correct.
Offense, defense, special teams, and they got a heck of a coaching staff.
Yes, they do.
Side note, St. Louis kicker, 59-yard field goal in the game. Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah.
He'll remember that for the rest of his life.
That's awesome. When you see a high school kicker that can do something like that, win or lose in the game, that's an individual that deserves praise. And congratulations, that was an awesome job.
Quincy gets a big win at home, upsetting Lake Arthur 31-14. Gary,
Right.
we did not see the score where it was going, but, my friend, a team that is playing with a lot of confidence through the first 2 weeks, and you look at the Quincy and you think to yourself, this may be a 7-win ball club, 8-win ball club moving forward.
It may well be. May well be. That was a big eye opener for me because I thought Lake Arthur was gonna get I won't lie to you. I thought Lake Arthur was gonna dominate, but DeQuincy came in there with a mindset of no, you're not.
Yeah, proved us wrong,
Yeah.
and the ground attack and controlling the line of scrimmage, DeQuincy, big win.
Big win.
Hey, proud of the group
Yeah.
over there. We'll see both teams how they do moving forward. DeQuincy playing with a lot of confidence. Lake Arthur got to get healthy,
Yeah.
get things back rolling.
You're right. Most definitely.
It was the Paul Trotskler night over there at Eunice High School. They
Yeah.
made the announcement naming the stadium after him. A great moment
Yeah.
for the program. Great friend to us.
That's right.
And
Coach Paul, great guy.
Coach Fusilier brought his team in. Jennings Bulldogs coming off of a week 1 loss, a game that could have been tied going into the fourth quarter. You had to think they were itching at the bit to get back on the field and get things back rolling, and they did, Gary. They went on the road.
Boy, did they.
Shut out Eunice 34-0. Bulldogs don't pay much attention to the week 1 game. They're going to be a threat moving forward.
Oh yeah, like you said, well, we talked about that. Last week's game and the conditions that they were in. I mean, you can't really tell. You take that film and you throw it away. I mean, that's just you can't really say anything about it. But this,
That whole second half,
Man.
they played in the rain the whole second half.
right? But still, I mean,
Yes, but Jennings back in the win column the following week, so congratulations, Coach Future.
Right.
Church Point Marksfield, what a game this one must have been. 22-20 victory for the Battling
Bears.
Bears here. I was looking at the wrong name
Wrong
here.
man, no.
But 22-20, something had to happen in this one. Maybe a 2-point conversion.
Right.
But Church Point, big win. They needed it. They got it, and it's hard to win over there at Battling Bear Stadium.
Oh, let me tell you something. This was a toss-up for me because I'm a big Church Point fan. I won't lie to you. I really do like Church Point. I like their tradition, the philosophy. I mean, we used to play them every year, and I mean, it was whenever I was younger and in school. And I'm gonna tell you, the rivalry was always awesome. This is one of the hardest communities to go in and win and beat. Is Church Point, and man, I can honestly say that must have been a great ball game.
And then you start to look at Marksville and say, okay, they have their program where they want it to be, because years prior, this one might have been a runaway in the night, but now you look at year 2 under Coach Harper, he's got his team competing at a high level.
Correct.
Marksville, don't sleep on them moving forward.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Northwest beats Rain 50-14 to move to 2-0 in the year.
Total domination by Northwest.
Keyvine, another 200-yard night. Also, the quarterback for Northwest, Jaden Chavis, we didn't see him play the second half a week ago in that matchup, but he played this game and he went 11 for 12, 244 yards passing, 5 touchdowns through the air, my friend.
Wow.
So
awesome.
You get him back fully this week, and he puts on an absolute clinic and a route at home. I bet the band, my friend, was going nuts on Friday night.
Oh yeah,
one of the best bands around right here.
Their band is always rocking. Every time we go over there, it's like, man, we can watch the game, but you got to watch the band too sometimes.
Absolutely. Northwest, big one next week at Barb. That's going to be a lot of fun seeing those two teams clash. Can't wait to see it next week, my friend.
Correct.
How about we go to Holy Savior Menard and Gina? A lot of question marks about Gina have been answered. You can throw away the earlier prediction shows and you can say to yourself, okay, Gina Giants, they are still for real.
Yes, Gina.
Not much layover from that one.
Look out for Gina. They're back.
Coach.
I don't think they went anywhere though.
Coach's wife says the drum major is her son. So there you go.
Whoa. Awesome.
I think.
Yes, it is. The band went crazy with my son as the drum major. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Go Deuce.
That's it.
What else we have? Gina looks stinking good.
I don't think they lost that much of anything. I don't think they dropped off that hard at all. They just keep going.
Yeah.
Look out.
St. Martin's Episcopal and Westminster battled it out on Saturday. St. Martin's picks up a victory 36-17. Crusaders went on the road and battled right here, Gary.
Right.
A score that 36-17 looks like they gave them all they can handle, and they fought for 4 quarters. So
that's great.
hats off to the Crusaders. Went into a place where a lot of people wasn't giving them a chance here. You got the 5-star running back, but they went and handled their own. So that speaks volumes of what Coach Porter's doing over there at Westminster.
Most definitely. The future is bright over there.
Absolutely.
But they just ran into St. Martin Episcopal. I mean, you can't say much other than the fact that they have a great team, and this is going to be a year that they're going to make a run, try to make a run.
St. Martin's Episcopal trying to make a run to the Dome. Westminster under year 2 under Coach Porter. Very impressed of what I've seen so far, my friend.
Correct.
When we talked about threats in the district, don't sleep on Westminster.
Oh, no, they're going to be competitive in their district, most definitely.
Voiles and Pineville. Pineville gets the better of the Mustangs, 35-20. Well, this is 5A ball versus 2A ball. You know this was going to probably get overwhelmed, but only a 2-score loss for the Mustangs, so they're playing good ball against good competition these last 2 weeks.
Well, when you have a 5A team going against a 2A team, or even I've seen 5As and 1As, but you have numbers, so many numbers to where you can actually rotate and get a lot of people in. Whereas the smaller schools, they have people going both ways and they're struggling a little bit. But let me tell you something. That, when you hang with a powerhouse like Pineville, you're doing good. So Voiles, don't hang your head. Be proud of what you did. Congratulations. But yet, congratulations Pineville for a good victory.
Absolutely. Let's move on, my friend. Oakdale Welsh. We had concerns with the Greyhounds with the injury that we had witnessed last week. Would he play? Who is the next guy? Could they get things back to Welsh Greyhound football? Well, a week later, they got it right back to where they wanted their style of football to be. They rolled in this one 42-13. Did not see the score being lopsided. We're going to have to keep a close eye on Oakdale this year. Is it a rebuild year? And Welsh, what a response a week later.
Way to respond to that loss, and I tell you what, they must have came out on fire.
Vermilion Catholic, ring the bell and ring it 45 times because a shutout win at home, 45-0 over 4A Breaux Bridge. This is a 1A program playing with the big boys and not bowing down. Coach Prejean will line his group up with anybody in the state, and it's proven week in and week out. He's got a special group that's trying to make a push for the state title.
Jordan, this team, we've been watching VC for a few years, and I'm going to tell you right now, they are a special group, a special team, and they're well supported by their community, and I'm going to tell you right now, they're always going to be prepared.
Absolutely. They got some good games down the road. We talked about Ascension Episcopal. We got Opelousas Catholic down the road. So, I mean, even Lowerville this week. So, yes, the score was not what we expected.
No.
Breaux Bridge, I think the injury bug has really taken over the program.
I think so. I think there's a lot of key injuries there that are getting hard.
ERAF's North Vermilion on Saturday, Gary. How about in a little overtime thriller? ERAF Bobcats go on the road, knock off North Vermilion to move to 2-0. Cody Broussard with a game-winning catch in overtime. Bobcats are 2-0, and they are playing some really fun football right now. It's fun to watch that team.
Tell you what, this was one of the games that I had a time with.
3A go knock off the 4A.
And ERAF is playing on all, they're hitting on all cylinders right now. North Vermilion, nothing to hang your head out about. You were there in overtime, but I mean, goodness, I didn't really see this one coming. I really didn't.
Gary, Sulphur Northside 34-19. Sulphur at home, and broadcast. Okay, there we go. Now we're back.
Okay.
Crazy internet.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, Sulphur gets a win at home, 34-19 over Northside. And it looks like we're back on your end, yes?
Yeah, we're back.
So big win. Sulphur 2-0 for the first time since 2005. Well, Coach Cody, congratulations. Sorry for not believing, my friend.
Oh, and sorry about the stream. We were having internet issues, but we're working on it. Great job, Sulphur, defending their home turf.
And they got a video that is going around right now, a big hit at the 1 yard line. If you have not seen it, go watch it.
Go
we
check
shared
it out
on our page. Lafayette, St. Martinville. The Lions moved to 2-0 in the year with a 26-14 victory over St. Martinville. Not often we can say St. Martinville falls to 0-2, but that's the case here. St. Martinville, Breaux Bridge, a couple of 2-0 teams going to have to battle it out next week for their first win.
Well, I tell you what, Jordy, can't say enough about St. Martinville searching for their first win. But man, how about them Lions? They're 2-0. That district is going to be something. They're going to be tight. So look out, Lafayette making a statement.
Absolutely. You know who else made a statement this past weekend?
Well, I don't know, man. Who?
John F. Kennedy knocking off Warren Easton live on the Hash It Out Show Game of the Week. We wanted to know, we said this is a prove me week. Well, they proved it. And they did it at home against Warren Easton, Gary.
Right. Yeah, well, for the pick show, we were talking about it, and you said if John F. Kennedy wins, you're going to jump on the bandwagon. Well, I might jump on there with you.
You jumping on with me?
I might jump on there with you because
I had John F. Kennedy in my semis earlier this year. Well, I mean, if they keep performing like they're performing, Gary, they might make it into the dome.
Right, you're right. So look out. John F. Kennedy is a force to be reckoned with.
Barb, Lake Charles College Prep, heard good things about this matchup over the weekend. They said this one was tight, this one was a lot of fun, and this one came down to the wire. Barb on the road knocks off Prep 34-28. What a game that must have been.
Right, man. You know, anytime you have a score like that, or two teams that are going back and forth like that, that's the type of score that makes everything exciting. You got to stay on your feet. You got to stay in the game, watching it. And all I can say is that both teams are really good. But congratulations to Barb. Great job. You know, I think that's another team that's going to be tough in district is Barb.
Gary, they lost a shootout last week with Airline. This
Correct.
week they knock off a talented Prep team.
Right.
Next week, it's a date with the Raiders.
I know it.
That's going to be something.
Yeah. I think that's the next couple of weeks for Barb is going to be.
That's probably the game of the week in Lake Charles area.
Most definitely.
If I'm a betting man, I bet Chaston is licking his chops to try to get that one scheduled to go call that one on the Lake game of the week.
Correct.
Tioga and Leesville. Tioga falls to Leesville 32-49. Leesville, they got a special talent in the backfield. Have you heard of them? Gary, do you know who I'm talking about?
Oh, I know you're talking about. Who they?
Okay.
What
Xavier Ford.
Yes.
Now has over 700 yards and 12 touchdowns after a 400-yard night and 6 more touchdown runs.
In 2 weeks.
What can this man not do? This district better be ready because he's coming.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That is Boinker type of numbers.
2 weeks.
But carrying a household name, and he's got a heck of an offensive line in front of him, and a dynamic back that we're going to be talking about all year long.
Correct. You know, congratulations, but they're there, and you better take them seriously, otherwise you're going to be upset.
Yes. Hamilton Christian Highland Baptist played this past weekend. Hamilton Christian picks up their first win of the season, 60-7. Congratulations.
60 points. Ooh.
Iota Kinder, great matchup Friday night. Back and forth action. Kinder made this one a game late. Iota hangs on at home. 30-20. Bulldogs pick up their first win of the year. It's got to be a good feeling for Coach O'Quinn over there, knowing his team played in a mud pit week 1. We get on the dry field. We come back home in front of our home crowd, and I bet that place was electric.
Most definitely.
Iota Bulldog home games, there's nothing like it.
Been going to that stadium for years when I was in school and even after I got out. Hard place to win, and I know they had a bad taste in their mouth from that game last week, but boy, did they put it on me. Unbelievable. Congratulations to the Iota Bulldogs.
What else we have here? De La Salle Holy Cross Mets, and a lot of the panel didn't know how to pick this game. They were leaning back and forth between De La Salle Holy Cross, and at the end of the day, Holy Cross still has some explosive receivers on that football team, and they showed it this past weekend. 42-13. Holy Cross is going to be all right, Gary.
Oh, yeah.
They're not falling off just yet.
No. Mindy picked them last on Wednesday, and she proved me wrong. But yeah, Holy Cross is not. It's not going anywhere.
The 1 seed a year ago in Division 1. This feels like they still a top 10 team once it's all said and done.
Most definitely, I agree.
Chalmette, Lakeshore Mets, and 2 1-0 teams. This one would be 45-21. Lakeshore gets the victory. Coach, our friend from that was at Kaplan, is the defensive coordinator now at Lakeshore.
Really? Wow.
So back-to-back weeks, he's doing tremendous work for that defense. Watch out, Lakeshore and North Shore coming up next week.
You're right.
Airline, we said, could they play any type of defense with these shootouts that they love to have? 55-28, I guess you can call that some defense right now.
Yeah, they must have had a little bit of defense on there. They held them back.
How scary is this offense for Airline?
Jordy, I'm gonna tell you right now, if they can
Averaging 50 a game.
Yeah, if they continue with their offensive, success, if they can hold a team, if they can stop a team 3 or 4 times during a game, they win.
Yeah, I mean they did it.
They did it right here.
4 scores later, but if you don't score 50 with them, you ain't got a shot.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And Gary, what a game this coming week. Airline, Union Parish.
I know it. Can Union Parish score with Airlines?
Or just
Or vice versa.
keep the
Just
ball,
keep
keep the ball 8 to 10 minutes.
Right.
I don't know. The best offense is defense, right?
You're right. I got against a team like that. Yes, you just can't let them have the ball. That's the problem as far as somebody like Airline. You just
They keep away.
You got to control the ball.
Mandeville, Madison Prep, 52-43. Mandeville coming off of a, quarterfinal, semifinal run a year ago, starting out the season 2-0. They can score points, and they can score a lot of them. 52-43. Mandeville, get ready.
Right.
For the Skippers. St. Aug and Cecilia, this game was made late into the weekend. How fun of a matchup was this one when on paper, Gary?
Right.
Union Parish did not win Friday or Saturday whenever they played.
Yes, correct.
Where was we? St. Aug make the trip down to Cecilia. Cecilia says they'll line up with anybody. And St. Aug on a night where they came into Bulldog Stadium. Well, St. Aug, my friend, 54-38. What a win for the St. Aug program. A sleeper in the Catholic League, a sleeper in Division I.
Right.
Once we start seeing them play against a couple other teams like Carr, John Curtis, it's going to answer some questions. But for now, that football team is dangerous.
Don't sleep on St. Aug. Don't sleep on them at all, because you will be disappointed.
VK's alma mater from the Hash It Out show, St. Aug, Purple Knights. Yep, you got my attention.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I'm going to be seeing, I can't wait to see them play John Curtis. I can't wait to see them play Edna Carr, Warren Easton, all those teams, Brother Martin.
Yes.
So, Rummel, I mean, that's going to be a fun district this year. I think the district title's up for grabs this year.
Oh, it's definitely up for grabs.
Another team in that district, Gary, Jesuit is in that district.
Yes.
We praised Edie White's defense the other night on the show, and Edie White gave up 22 to 5A Jesuit. And I guess you could say defense still played well, only giving up 3 scores to a Jesuit Blue Jay program, 22-15. They fall at home.
But Jesuit's defense came to play too. They held Edie White to 15, so that's why it must have been an exciting ball game. 2 well-coached and well-matched teams. Jesuit comes out on top. Be careful with that Jesuit team.
They lost last week to Dallas Jesuit 28-20. This week they get a big win over Edie White. So we're still not sure what to expect from them. We're just have to let it play itself out.
Correct.
Sam Houston and Turlings. We expected a lot of offense here, and a lot of points were scored, but it wasn't close.
Right.
As points scored. Sam Houston fell to Turlings 21-48 on the road. Rebels go 2-0 after back-to-back home victories. Turlings over 400 yards rushing.
Correct.
That offensive line, that's a bunch of grown men up front, averaging 300 plus across.
Correct.
Turlings, you stop the run.
Yeah.
Because they're coming right at you, my friend. Rebels, Pios, that's a big one next Friday.
You right.
Brother Martin, St. Paul's met in what was a thriller of a contest. People are still talking about this ball game. Brother Martin, well-coached football team. St. Paul's, they say this is their year. What a game. We could possibly see it again down the road in the playoffs. 31-28, Brother Martin escapes with a road win. What a game, Gary.
Yeah, Brother Martin's I've always been, kind of had my eye on Brother Martin because they're so hard to I guess you'd say determine whether they're going to play good or play bad. But man, they've been coming out lately just dominating and doing what they had to do. So I'm excited for them. Congratulations.
Central Baton Rouge, Denham Springs renewing their rivalry. Gary, if I told you the best storyline of the weekend had to been from Central Baton Rouge, the guys that were involved in the car accident dressed up this past Friday. The quarterback threw a touchdown pass to another guy that was in the car wreck.
Right.
So two guys that were in the car wreck back on the team, and they found that connection again. What a great storyline. Prayers were answered,
Right.
and they're back with the football team. Central Baton Rouge last week, without the starting quarterback, a lot closer ball game with De La Salle.
Mm-hmm.
This week, fully healthy, 31-6. Central Baton Rouge, the Wildcats are for real.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine from the Baton Rouge area that told me that details about the accident. They said they were stopped at a turning into a subdivision or neighborhood or whatever, and someone hit them from the back, and they were going so fast away it actually flipped the vehicle.
Wow.
So it was, hey, I'm just excited that there was nobody.
A lot of answered prayers.
Yeah, there was nobody, hurt more than what they were, and I'm glad to see them back on the team. And congratulations to Central.
Yes, indeed, my friend. Central Baton Rouge team. A lot of people are putting in the dome, and
That's possible.
this was a game right here where you had to go show it against a good Denham Springs team. And Gary,
Right.
Coach David Semino, he's got something in that locker room, and watch out.
Yeah, look out. You got a good coach with a good, positive base. Look out.
I asked the question earlier in the show. I said, who's playing better football than Alexandria right now? A lot of people said, okay, they may be beating teams early now, but they don't have to go prove it.
Right.
This was another prove it week for them. They're still not getting the love that they deserve.
Right.
So they said, okay, go prove it against Union Parish, then maybe we will respect you more. Gary, they went prove it against Union Parish 41-12 on the road. Alexandria, yes, you got the state's attention right now. All eyes are on you right now. And Gary, they're scary good.
You're
All
right.
three phases.
You're right. And makes you ask the question. It says, how is Union Parish? Are they still dominant? Are they rebuilding? We're not sure.
Mm-mm.
But
They're gonna be fine.
They played against a team in Alexandria that is clicking and scoring. So look out.
Gary, Alexandria, Destrehan this week. We'll see where both teams stand after that 4-quarter, 48-minute marathon that's going to happen. That's going to be a banger of a contest.
You're right. You're totally right. And all I can say is congratulations.
And we talked about offense from Alexandria. Now you got to go to Rummel. Their defense is the real deal this year.
You're right.
They held ULAB to a 13-7 final score on the road at Cub Stadium. Archbishop Rummel 2-0 took care of LCA last week by 8 or 7 points.
Right.
This week took care of ULAB by 6 points. Gary, one-score games, but good coaching, good players, and a great foundation. They're 2-0.
Rummel will always be
Coming off of a semifinalist.
Rummel will always be in the mix. They are tough. They have discipline. They are one of the best teams around.
Gary, we talked about St. Aug in that district.
Right.
Then we said Jesuit. Oh, wait. Rummel's in that district
Rummel's,
too?
yeah, I know.
That district is wide open.
Oh, wide open. Going to be
You
packed
got
with.
Carr. You got John
Be
Curtis.
careful.
You got Brother Martin. District's wide open.
Oh yeah,
Who
most
wins
definitely.
it? It's going to be well earned.
You're right.
And Neville Calvary Baptist lived up to the hype. Thank you to whoever made this game possible over the weekend, because
Right.
this is one that fans will be talking about for years to come. About, you remember that time that Francine came in and a lot of games were canceled across the state, and they said, you remember that time Neville and Calvary Baptist decided to play each other? Well, yes, we do, because the game lived up to the hype, and now everyone wants the game every year from
Right.
now on.
I'll tell you what, this game was excitement from the kickoff.
It was the game of the night.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Anytime you see,
And so far, might be game of the year.
might be two teams like this. First of all, that have to reschedule and are not afraid to play each other
Indeed.
and see teams like that.
You don't get a full week's worth of prep either.
No, this is just like, okay, we got a day. Y'all do your best. We're gonna do the best. We're gonna play a game.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Let me hurry up and go watch 24 hours worth of film.
Correct.
But 42-38 Neville over Calvary Baptist. Find a way to get it on the schedule next year and the next 10 years.
Oh yeah, keep this one on a regular basis. This is gonna be nothing but excitement going forward.
Let's see, next matchup, Karen Crow, LCA. Well, LCA, they're not rebuilding. They're not, they didn't graduate too many. Juwan Johnson is off getting carries for LSU right now, and they got a quarterback in there that is leading the Knights to probably another state championship run, my friend.
Could be, most definitely.
Karen Crow, we thought to ourselves here, maybe they were good enough to get to the title game, but the last 2 weeks you fall to STM by 1, not a bad loss.
No.
This week, lost by 2 scores to LCA. We got to see what the Crow has in store moving forward. Will they pick back up
I'm
and
sure
get
they
this
will.
thing rolling?
I'm sure
But
they will.
LCA,
Man, they rolling. They not missing a beat.
who wants to play them right now? And I'll tell you who wants to play them right now, because it's going to happen next week. Westgate's going to be up for the challenge.
I know it.
So we will see great football next week with those two. 38-21 LCA over Karen Crow. What a statement win that was.
Right.
Zachary Acadiana played deep into the night last night, and it lived up to the hype. Two great programs. Two powerhouses full of championship tradition met at Bill Dotson Stadium in Acadiana with the final knockout punch in that one after they get the stop, and then they bust one. And Acadiana 43-28. Gary, they're even better on the turf.
Right. Wasn't this game tied?
It was like
And then,
29-28.
28 or something like that, and then all of a sudden it just went boom. Unbelievable.
They're fast on the turf.
Fear the beer, Bubba. Fear the beer. Look out.
Coming off of a one-score loss a week ago to the state champs in Ruston, and coming out and beating Zachary by 2 scores. Yep, Acadiana. I'm not going to doubt you ever again.
No. Always with you.
Catholic of Baton Rouge, St. Thomas More. This one was circled on everybody's papers and said,
the game.
Could Catholic of Baton Rouge do it 2 weeks in a row? Well, the answer was yes. They went into Destrehan a week ago and knocked off Destrehan and ended their regular season winning streak. They went into STM this past week and knocked off the Cougars in Cougar Stadium. I said it's hard to win in Cougar Stadium. Catholic of Baton Rouge said, hold my drink. Popcorn.
Hold my popcorn.
Hold my popcorn, my friend. Hold my popcorn, my friend.
That's right.
And 33 games in a row, I believe it was. Somebody correct me in the chat, but the winning streak is no more. And it's proved that teams can go into Cougar Stadium and get a win. And Gary, circle it now. You may be seeing it again come November.
Right.
Come December. These two teams could very well meet again in the playoffs or even the dome.
Or even in the dome.
18-14 final score, Catholic BR.
This would be an awesome state championship, a rematch like this. Goodness. All I can say is wow.
Gary, we got some games of the week to give out real quick. Let's go. Games of the week. Who are they?
Oh man, I got this is just games that I would have liked to have seen. It's Church Point, Marksville.
Yeah,
Church Point
22-20, yes.
Erath over North Vermilion in overtime. That was a great one.
Yes.
And this one we just said, Catholic of BR and St. Thomas More. I would have loved to have seen those. Those to me, those were the games that stood out. 3
great games of the week, my friend, right there. I got 6 for you, okay?
Oh, you had a lot. You was busy.
Catholic of Baton Rouge over STM. The streak ends inside Cougar Stadium.
Right.
Great matchup. We get to see this one the last couple of years, and hopefully we get to see it in the playoffs
Right.
or even the dome. Neville over Calvary, game of the night so far, might be even the game of the year right now here in week 2.
Correct. I agree.
Rummel over ULAD, a little 13-7 defensive battle. Defensive coordinators really shined in this one, and the players on both sides of the football got after it.
Right.
ERAF and North Vermilion, I got to
Good
agree
one.
with you. Overtime, walk-off, touchdown, reception for the Bobcats.
Right.
Gary, I got to throw in Barb and Lake Charles College Prep.
Yeah,
that was
that's
a
a good
fun matchup over there in Lake Charles. And then my final game of the night goes to Basil over Mamu.
Right.
What a contest. And Gary, we got to call it, we got to see it, and it's game of the week in my
Right.
opinion.
Good. I agree with all of those. It's just I limit mine to 3 each week, but I agree with you on all of those. Great games. I would have loved to have gone and watched any one of them.
First go, Gary?
Yeah.
Good deal. Upsets of the week. Not many of them this year. Gary, who are your upsets of the week?
Your upsets or statement games?
Upsets.
Upsets. Okay. Well, I consider this an upset because of the size of the schools. Basile over Mamu. I consider
1A
that
over
1A
3A.
1A over 3A. Jesuit over E.D. White. I think I thought that was E.D. White was going to be a little bit more dominant, but Jesuit proved it wrong, so I think that was an upset.
Okay.
And ERAF over North Vermilion.
Good. Okay. My upsets of the week, DeQuincy over Lake Arthur. A lot of people had this one written off and had Lake Arthur penciled in for the win. DeQuincy with a big win at home. I put ERAF over North Vermilion, a little 3A over 4A matchup here. And then I put John F. Kennedy over Warren Easton at home. We said it was a prove me week. How good are you?
They did.
They're really good.
They really did that, most definitely.
How about UTL statement win of the week? Who are your 3?
I have 3. I got Iota over Kinder.
Little statement, okay.
A little statement coming back off of that win. LCA over Karen Crow. I think that's a statement for them saying, "Hey, we're still here.
Yeah.
We're still top dog." And
knock out a foul.
right.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, you might say I'm kind of biased, but Acadiana over Zachary. Zachary is a good ball club and everything, but Acadiana, the way that they dominated at the end of the game, we got a chance to watch the end of the game by that. And so I just say those are the statement games of saying, hey, we're still there.
Good. My UTL statement wins of the week: LCA over Karen Crow. Gary, I mean, some of us put Karen Crow in the dome on our prediction show.
Right.
Those are quickly erased and say LCA Calvary Baptist might be on a collision course.
Correct.
If Dunham or Notre Dame doesn't have something to say about
Right.
it. But LCA at home, Knight Stadium was rocking. I got to go statement win right there.
Most definitely agree.
Alexandria over Union Parish on the road in convincing
That's a
fashion.
good statement.
The state's eyes are on that ASH program right now.
You got it.
How will they perform here in week 3 against a perennial powerhouse in Destrehan?
You're
Big
right.
statement win there for Ash. John F. Kennedy over Warren Easton. Prove me game. Statement win.
Right. I can agree with all that.
Vermilion Catholic over Brobridge in the score that it was. This is 1A over 4A in a blowout win. Vermilion Catholic, really good.
Right. Most definitely.
Central Baton Rouge over Denham Springs. Gary, it's a statement win. The score was not close, and Central put a statement to the entire state and said, all right, now we roll.
Yeah. Most definitely.
UTL helmet stickers. Time to give out some helmet stickers of the week. Who we're giving them to?
Okay, mine are pretty simple. I mean, I'm gonna give my first helmet sticker to my Red Devils, Port Barry Red Devils, for basically avenging that loss last year and in dominating fashion. Great job for the Red Devils. The next one is basically Catholic of Baton Rouge. They pretty much
Ended the
said
streak.
they pretty much ended the streak, and they also said we're still on top.
Okay.
And then the last one, Jake's gonna love this one, is DeQuincy. I gave them a helmet sticker for doing an awesome job and just dominating the game when we didn't give them much of a chance, but they did real good. So that's my 3.
Okay. Here's my 5.
Okay.
And I'm going to start off with the 3 games that I had the chance to cover this week.
Correct.
Basile in a thriller at home. Coach Doug Guillory gets his first career win as the head football coach of the Basile Bearcats. Helmet sticker goes to the Bearcats and to Coach.
Very good.
Game number 2, Lafayette Renaissance. Coach Hunter Landry, brand new head football coach at Lafayette Renaissance. They got something cooking. And Gary, Lafayette Renaissance is going to be a giant before it's all said and done.
You're right. I agree with you on that.
Coach Hunter Landry and the Lafayette Renaissance program, they get helmet sticker number 2. And then Port Barry Red Devils gets my 3rd helmet sticker. Proud alum, Gary.
Yeah.
Proud alum that night, and they went and handled business. Brennan Jail was the right man for the job.
And I'm gonna tell you, we didn't see it being that big of a margin, but boy, they dominated. So I gotta agree with that one and say good job.
Yes, indeed, my friend. Helmet sticker number 4 goes to North Webster's coach Christopher Wilson. Great friend to the program, picks up career win number 1 as the head football coach at North Webster.
Very
Congratulations, Coach. Can't say anything more. They got the right guy there to lead the charge.
Most definitely.
Helmet sticker number 5, Gary. It goes to East Ascension head football coach Brock Mathern. Win number 1 at the new program in East Ascension. Brock, great friend to the program, earns our 5th helmet sticker, getting his first career win there. Gary,
Great job.
a great week 2. We put a bow on. Let's get you excited for week 3.
I'm ready. Let's go. What we got?
Let's get you excited for week 3 before we close this one out, ladies and gentlemen. John F. Kennedy has a date with Santa Mont next week.
Oh yeah. Talk about a statement game. That's going to be for either one.
How about we make a little announcement at this time? Thursday Night Lights live on Under the Lights, St. Martinville at Bro Bridge.
Oh yeah.
UTL, boots on the ground for the very first time at Bro Bridge High School. And Gary, we've never covered St. Martinville before. We've never covered Bro Bridge before. What a treat here in week 3, year 6. We get the opportunity. Thank you to the head football coach at Bro Bridge to make this happen.
Most definitely. A lot of excitement. Never been to that stadium. I know, and I because of my job, I can't be there on that night, but I know you're going to be there and you're going to represent UTL awesomely. So I'm excited to see both of that game, because after I get off of work, I go watch the game.
Gary, it is Megaphone Week down there, and right now Shaw has the megaphone. Rummel wants it back. 2 great programs, great coach programs, and phenomenal football players. The battle of the megaphone is here in week 3.
Wow, that's awesome.
Donovan St. Charles will battle it out next week. University Lab and Catholic of Baton Rouge gonna battle it out. Great ball game there.
Man.
ULab Catholic of Baton Rouge, can't wait. How about Union Parish against Airline next week? That one may be a 56-57 type of ball game.
Barn burner.
Northwest and Barb gonna be a great test for the Raiders here early in the season against an explosive Barb offense.
Most definitely.
Lafayette Christian Academy and Westgate. That one should be a lot of fun, my friend.
Yes, that's going to be exciting.
I believe that is the hashed out game of the week. Correct us in the chat if we're wrong, JB.
Yeah, I think so. But man, let me tell you something. That's going to be an exciting ball game. Westgate's got to be on their toes, but because LCA is going to be kind of strong.
Clicking.
Yes.
Notre Dame and Turlings.
Oh.
One of my favorites for next week, my friend. How good is Notre Dame? And can they stop Turling's run?
That's
Their
going to be
rushing
the key.
attack.
That's going to be the key. Which of these teams can outdo the other? And I'm going to tell you right now, it is going to be an exciting ball game. Look out.
Opelousas Catholic, Port Barry. Red Devils have not beat the Vikings since 2011.
Right?
Gary?
Long time.
It's been a lot of miserable years for the Red Devil faithful, but they got a shot Friday night.
Friday night, which, you got a very good Viking team, a very good Red Devil team that's coming off. Port Barry's coming off one of the biggest victories that they've had in a while. OC's coming off of a good ball game. Look out, man. I think it's going to be exciting.
And it's going to be standing room only because Red Devils got some excitement in the program.
Right.
Vikings always travel well wherever they go. And
It's
we'll
going to be
see.
in Port Barry.
Hopefully it's in Port Barry.
Oh,
Hopefully
wow.
it's a competitive ball game for 48 minutes.
Yeah.
Lowerville and Vermilion Catholic. That one has a lot of fun to it.
Wow.
West Monroe and North DeSoto will meet.
That's
West
gonna be
Monroe's
good.
defense. Slow down North DeSoto next week. That's the question. Lake Charles College Prep will play Opelousas High. Opelousas High, a week off. How will they be? Will there be rust? Can they go and knock off Prep? Prep coming off of a loss this past week to Barb. So we'll see that matchup next week.
Right.
Hahnville at E.D. White. Can E.D. White respond next week against a really good Hahnville team?
Yeah, E.D. White's going to be coming off of a loss, but it was a close loss. But, will they be able to recover and get back to normal?
Yes. Hey, what a great matchup for the two communities here. How about Westminster of Lafayette at Westminster in Opelousas? First time in the career
Wow.
that we will see this matchup. The Battle of the Westminster high schools will meet on Friday.
Wow.
The Crusaders versus the Chargers. What a great matchup. The communities are going to be in full display there,
Right.
over there at Crusader Stadium.
That's going to be an interesting game because you do realize at one time Westminster of Lafayette was basically just
8 men.
but they were also a feeder to Westminster of Opelousas. They had a lot of students from Westminster that would come to Opelousas, but then whenever they opened their high school parts and everything in Lafayette, look out, man! They set out to be just as good. So look out.
Yeah, going to be some fun with that one. Crusaders at home against the Chargers.
Right.
And I bet it's going to be standing room only.
Oh, it's gonna be excitement. It's gonna be excitement. Two good programs. So,
Karen Crow at Zachary next week. Two teams coming off of a loss, looking for a big win, and going to be a sense of urgency in that one.
right.
What else we have here? Acadiana and St. Thomas More next week at Cougar Stadium. What a game that one's going to be. I don't think these teams has played since the early 2010s whenever Acadiana beat St. Thomas More in the semifinals. So there's been a lot of bad blood brewing since that day, and we finally get to see it in 2024.
Correct. Hey, a lot of exciting games coming up next week.
What else we got? How about Iowa hitting the road, going to play Parkview Baptist?
Oh yeah.
Bird is 2-0, Gary. They're going to play Evangel next week.
Oh, that's going to be an exciting ball
Exciting
game.
matchup up north.
Yes.
We talked about Destrehan hitting the road to take on Alexandria. That one's gonna be fireworks written all over it.
Most definitely.
Welsh and Jennings, two good ball clubs, gonna meet. We talked about Shaw and Rummel, and now we talk about Homer and Haynesville. What a rivalry that is between those two. They seem like they've played every year for a long time.
Yeah.
And the rivalry here in week 3, Homer, Haynesville. I thought we was used to seeing that in week 10, but
Yeah.
here we go.
No, they're doing it early on. And that's probably because of the restructures of the districts and everything like that, so I'm sure.
Closes out, final words as we go into week 3. Hopefully we're back on regular schedule next week with a Thursday, Friday matchup, and then we can do the recap show after the Friday game. So
Right.
hopefully that is the schedule this week. We have not had a recap show in 2 weeks on our regular time frame, but Gary, final words.
Hey, week 2 is done. Week 3 is coming. A lot of exciting games coming out. Can't wait to get back into it, get a regular week in there. Hopefully we won't have any more weather issues or things like that. But I'm excited, and I look forward to seeing all you guys at the stadiums that we cover. And, if ever you can't make it to the stadium, just check us out on Under the Lights.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you everyone for tuning in this evening. Congratulations to the winners here in week 2, and congratulations to the top performers through 2 weeks. I mean, 12 touchdowns in 2 weeks, my friend. Incredible. What some of these players have put up, the numbers they've done in 2 weeks, it speaks volumes to the work ethic over the summer.
Yeah, you have to start in the summer to achieve in the regular season. It has to, basically, you have to prepare for the season year round. So
Absolutely.
That's basically what you got to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you at next week's Pick'em show, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, more high school football coming at you live in your living rooms. Always nice when Pooh Barry gets a big win.
That's right.
For us. So great weekend. Tigers got to win. Saints got to win. Devils got to win. Close out week 2. We'll see you next week. Enjoy your week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for following Under the Lights. Thank you for being great friends and continued support. Gary, God bless high school football. God bless each and every one of you. And forever, UTL.